All right, hello and welcome to AA episode 39. 39. I wanted to get to 50, and it's been a while. It has been a while. It's been too warm to do these. The computer was crashing, but thanks for tuning in here today. It is quite a joy for me to speak in this casual discussion today based upon an atheist comment that I've selected from off the internet, which includes my notes to guide me along for the sake of time. Before we get to the comment, I like to dish out a verse so we start on the right footing. James 2:19, Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. Alright, now let's get to the quote that we're going to try and deal with. Here's the quote. Fact. Humans migrated out of Africa about 70,000 years ago and spread across the globe. He must have, a little sarcastic, but he must have a rare newspaper of some kind, one I'd like to read to see the proof. Yeah, he says fact, gives no proof, just says it's a fact. It's a fact, it's a fact, it's a fact. Eventually, people believe it's a fact. It's like a form of propaganda or something. But anyhow, humans migrated out of Africa about 70,000 years ago. So we don't know when. Just saying, estimate, rough estimate. He don't know when. Now, I have some questions. Was it observed? Was it tested? Was it repeated? Does he believe it happened? Who was there? Was it recorded? The Bible was recorded. Eyewitness testimony. And then on the other hand, you have atheists, evolutionists, believing a story without such historical eyewitness records. So, we went through observable, testable, repeatable. It's not. So, essentially, this is what people believe. This is their faith. So, fact. Atheists and evolutionists are religious. Very religious. And boy, is that one of the trigger statements. As for the Africa stuff, can't recall if the Lucy stuff is tied to this. Australopithecus afarensis. They found a bunch of bones all over the place. Different levels. Shove them all together. 10 tons of imagination. Forge this half monkey, half human thing. And toss it in the museums. So essentially, everyone, I think, pays for it through tax dollars. Completely made up. If you boil it down, it's essentially an idol. That's what I find. Some of the stuff in the museums, boy, how does that parallel with, let's say, ancient civilizations or even the Greeks? What's it called? Parthenon, Pantheon, something. All the statues of the gods and goddesses. Parallel that with modern natural history museums. Same type of thing. Same type of thing. Bunch of statues. Oh, this was this type of a deal. There's a bit of belief difference, of course, but anyhow. And with the Africa stuff, I think I had heard that they switched beliefs on that recently. So is this guy right or wrong about Africa? If now the belief is something contrary to out of Africa, and is he right now, or is the new view right, or might the new view might be wrong? Who's got the right answer? I'd like to shortly point out that the out of Africa idea seems to be, from what I can gather, a counterfeit, always a counterfeit of the Tower of Babel event. Tower of Babel, Babel, however you want to pronounce it. What Satan does is he makes counterfeits. Takes the original, makes a counterfeit. So I think this kind of a thing out of Africa, this kind of significant migration event, I think the true parallel of it, the original, is the Tower of Babel event. It's a mask over that, I think. So that's what I think it is. I think it's pointing people away from the truth and towards a lie. So it's a deception. So anyhow, if you're not in the know about Tower of Babel, that's where they were being rebellious to God. And so he split up the languages so that they would spread out. He wanted them to spread out. They didn't want to spread out. They built a tower and were worried that they weren't going to be able to stay doing good. They knew they were going to get tempted by things, and they were afraid, despite God promising otherwise with the rainbow covenant, never to flood the world again with water, but eventually destroyed by fire. They were more worried about those things, so they built a tower. God split them up, divided the languages, they spread out. So either which way, he works his plan. But anyhow, I think that's the topic already. So we covered a lot in a much shorter time span. I'm trying to get these down to 5 minutes. But anyhow, we got to dish out something before the end here. John 15:13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. That is what God did for you, coming to earth in the person of Jesus. We broke God's moral law. Jesus paid your fine. So you just have to accept him. Accept him as your personal Lord and Savior. You can do that today. Very good deal. I accepted that deal a long time ago. And you have that same deal. Oh, by the way, check out the cool tie. Check out the cool tie before we end this off. Yeah. Always love showing off the tie. I picked the one that was within easier to get to this time. So anyhow, I got to make more of these. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more of AA. This was episode 39. Next time is 40. Then we'll do 41 as well. But I forgot to say the date. July 19th. July 19th. So it's been a while. So let's dish out some more of these, shall we? We got to get to 50. I want to get to 50. So let's go. I'll see you up ahead. Take her cool.